Welcome to the Determined Mom Show, the only marketing podcast dedicated to guiding mom CEOs into tranquility, wealth, and multiplying those precious moments. Welcome to episode 139 of the Determined Mom Show. I am your host, Amanda Tento, and this is episode 4 in the Google My Business series. So today we're going to talk about removing reviews from Google. Is this possible? If it's not possible, what can you do about negative reviews? What can you do about people that didn't even visit your business, that you know for sure they're not a client, they're not in your CRM, you've never heard of them? This is what you can do. So the first thing is you cannot remove a review from Google. However, if it is inappropriate, if it contains inappropriate language, if it's abusive, if it contains hate speech, there are some parameters in which that review can get removed. So you can actually submit a request to Google to have a particular review removed. If it doesn't contain anything that violates Google's terms, then most likely they're going to leave it. There are some occasions in which I have had reviews removed for customers because, let's say, I had a carpet cleaning service and someone left a review for like a chiropractor on their listing, and it obviously said chiropractor or whatever the case was. I can't remember exactly, but it was definitely cross-industry. So I was able to submit that review to Google and say, hey, this is obviously the wrong business. They did not mean to leave this here. Maybe they clicked on the wrong place and they just went to town on their review. But that is an instance where you can get reviews removed from Google. Well, why can't you remove just any old review? The reason for that is because people want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. And Google also wants people to know those things as well. So if someone had a bad experience, it's really important for Google as a reputation management service to allow those negative reviews to stand. And it makes sense because if you ever have had a bad experience with a business and you left them a negative review, you wouldn't want that review to be taken down just because somebody didn't like it. It's definitely important for the next person, the next customer, as you always hear me saying. And the things that you can do, though, to mitigate those negative reviews or reviews from somebody's cousin that you hired for a day or two and then they got fired because something, there's always those situations where crazy stuff happens. So if you have a review from someone that you know is not your client and they have never been in your store, they're not in your CRM, then I would definitely submit it to Google, see if they'll remove it. If they don't, then you can just reply to that review and say, hey, thank you for leaving a review, but I don't think that you've ever been a customer of ours. We appreciate your service, and if we can do anything for you, please reach out to us. Something very, very basic, something kind of vanilla-y, just plain language, nothing fancy, nothing derogatory, nothing like that, because that is going to give the next person that may be looking at your listing an idea of like, okay, even though this person may not have ever been to their business, they're still acknowledging that they left a review, and that's nice because they're at least taking time out of their day to do so. If you have a vengeful review, like a revenge review, what you can do is reply to that review again in the plainest language possible, remove all emotion from your text and just say, we are so sorry that you had a bad experience or that you felt like this happened or you felt like that happened. Just make sure that you acknowledge what happened. If there are any circumstances, as long as you're not speaking in a way that is demeaning or anything like that, you can list circumstances in your review. And then you always want to include we are here to help you remedy this situation. We're here to help make this right for you. Please give us a call. And then you want to list your phone number, and you also want to sign it as the owner. If you have someone else managing your reviews, they may sign it generically. They may not sign it at all. I always sign it from the whatever the business name is team, but you want to make sure that you make it come directly from the owner. If someone else is replying to it, then make sure that they're signing it directly from the owner. This is going to give not only that person, but the potential customers that are looking at your Google My Business listing an idea of how you operate, how you run your customer service, all of those things. They will want to do business with you just because you've been polite when someone's rude to you. You've gone the extra step of adding your phone number in the listing so they don't even have to go to your listing again and click on it. You've done so much to kind of overcome this problem, whether it's a revenge listing or whether it's just a bad review, an honestly bad review. This is what you can do. The answer to whether or not you can remove reviews from Google is generally no, but in some cases, yes, depending on the circumstances. So just think about whether or not that is an honest review or is it a mistake, and then you can submit the mistakes to Google and go from there. Next week, we are going to talk in Series 5 about how to get more Google reviews. There are many, many different ways that you can do this. And I'm going to go over some that will work for service-based businesses, some that will work for brick and mortar businesses. But any way you do it, it's extremely important to get more reviews. Talk to you soon. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, Mastering Google My Business, to increase your revenue. You can go to facebook.com/groups/learnGMB, and you will be able to network with other business owners and learn all about the latest and greatest updates to Google My Business. See you there.